How are we doing? 2 streams in a week. We're back. Let's go, baby. How's it going? You guys good? Is this going to be sufficient? I think it should be fine. Yeah. What are we doing tonight? Tonight we are. This is our pre-show for Adepticon. We will be streaming it later. I did think about going from 8:30 till whenever it ends, but I didn't want to do that because I've got a lot to do in between things. So tonight we're doing a very short, probably an hour and a half maybe, session where we're going to get ourselves pumped and excited for later on. But we're also going to finish the basing on Alarielle the Everqueen because I did that yesterday and now I need to dry brush it and add a ridiculous amount of tufts and flowers to this base. So we're going to do that together. So guys, I hope you enjoy the journey. I'm good. I heard a nice man got a gift he didn't want that made him sad. And all resin makes me sad. I will say thank you very much for it. It's very kind of you. It's resin, and resin just makes me sad as a principle. Forge World or Failcast, both. You know what it is about Forge World? Forge World, I can't just rip out of the packet and start building. No, I've got to go and give it a bath and a scrub first. And that's time spent not doing the thing that I like. And then building it is a pain in the ass because you have to use super glue. You can't use plastic glue. No. You have to use super glue for that. So if you make a mistake, it lives forever. But both of them are awful. Finecast I hate because Finecast is terrible resin. And Forge World I hate because it's just resin. Hello, Mr. Gwatkin. So here we are. I finished Alarielle the Everqueen. So we're just going to actually just pop her off the Wardroth because we don't need her on there at the moment. And we're just going to dry brush this base with some Tyrant Skull. That's obviously job number 1. And it doesn't matter too much if I actually ding this up a bit, really, because, like I said, I am going to be plundering the depths of my tuft supply for this, for she is the goddess of life. Because it's a big old round base. I can't remember the size of it. I think it's a 160mm round, but I can't remember. It's a big round base. Appreciate you streaming the show later. Get to avoid the hellhole that is Twitch comments. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, for sure. That's what I'm here for. Also, you know, I want to experience the live show together. I want to experience the reveals together. And I think, like, in this trying time where people seem determined to not enjoy the aspect of community and instead be awful people to people on the internet all of the time, I feel like when we watch one of these types of things, when it's good, it's nice to just see somebody else get excited for a change, you know? Because I think they put them on at such a late time in the UK, obviously, not in the US, but in the UK they put them on at such a late time that it's very difficult to find other people, like, actively awake that are enjoying the thing as well at the same time. See what I mean? So I love doing those shows together because it means I get to experience the joy. Obviously some of the rage as well, but the rage is just funny to me at this point. You got Ruby's brushes, I see. Are they nice? Oh, yes, they're very nice. They are very, 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 very nice. These are Ruby brushes. She very kindly sent me a set to have a go with them. And I have been using them and enjoying them. I'm pretty sure I used them on this. They're real nice brushes. They're real nice brushes. They've got a certain amount of give to them, which is really cool. See, there's a bit of flex. Which just means that you feel like you're not like holding like a HB pencil. Or like a steel rod in your hand, which is good. The bristles are a long length. They hold their point really well. They hold contrast paint very well. They're like big boy, medium and small layer brushes. I like it. I like it very much. So we're going to be using them a lot more on the channel going forward. I'm sure. You mean the rage at the AOS bait that's been going on? I mean, there's that. That's a thing that's been going on. My comment section recently has been awful. I try to stay on top of it, but, you know, they sneak through every now and then. I'll be able to watch it, and I'm in the UK. Well, you'll be able to watch it together, Panzer Kaput. Come and watch it with me. It'll be chill. It'll be nice. I'll get excited. I'll probably say something funny. I'm sorry if this has already been asked. Are you staying on for the show? Yes. Well, I'm not staying on for the show. I'll be coming back later at 12:30. I've scheduled it already. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to redirect you guys over there so you've got the link. If you just want to leave your browser windows open, it'll send you straight there. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to wait like 3 hours for it to happen. But, you know, obviously you don't have to be here. We'd all point love at Josh when MESBG announces the new Last Alliance plastic sets. Exactly. Or as the other possibility that we didn't discuss, which was when they released the, when they announced that they're just redoing Mirkwood. AOS Rage. Oh, yes. Yes. The end times is coming, apparently. I don't believe a word of it. I think it's nonsense. I said in the Discord the other day, if I was Games Workshop and I knew that I had a new edition coming out later and I wanted to catch the people who keep giving all of the information to leakers, what I would do is I would make up a story about how the end times is coming next year and leak it to some of the people I think are the leakers and then see which version of the story appears online. You know, just like in an episode of Game of Thrones when Tyrion talks about, he gives 3 different stories about who they're going to marry Myrcella off to. That's what I would do if it was me. I drink and I know things. Hot elves in our local area. Yeah, exactly. And his name is now long enough to be annoying. Says he's started his hand out. He says they're going poorly, but they're not. They're going very, very well. And he's a much better painter than he thinks he is. He's also an absolute bloody legend. So, Facts, straight facts. Leafy Batch, thank you very much for becoming a member. I've just seen your new membership. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. You are our first new member of the day. Do we think, ladies and gentlemen, that we can pick up 47 new members today and take us to 100? I mean, let's work on the likes first. Let's get to 20 likes. 20 likes on the stream. Tyrant Skull, Tyrant Skull, Tyrant Skull. Believe it or not, I use Tyrant Skull as probably... I use it as much as I use something like Black Legion to do all of my bases, right? But I don't have to replace it anywhere near as much as I have to replace Black Legion. It's very funny. Got to root around underneath the wardrobe just for a minute. Nearly there. It's a big old base. There's an argument to be made. I probably should have used a medium dry brush for this, but the reason I didn't is because I've got to get in between its fingers, you see. Well, its talons. And a medium dry brush just ain't going to cut that. It's not going to cut the mustard, as it were. And I think we are good to go. Oh no, missed a little bit. Excellent. Right, dry brush applied. Hold on. What the name is long enough to be annoying. He's no longer the worst painter, so clearly the painting is going well. It clearly, with a 50 gifted! Brother. You know what this means. It means you've crushed our goals for the week. Single-handedly, pretty much. That means we should set another one for everybody else to join the game. Thank you. Stop with the gifts. You're sending too many presents. Let's do that. You've been a more comprehensive painter to learn from, trying to go for Crimson Fist for my Space Marine army. Nice. Yes, and pretty much I did 50 Monday and 50 Wednesday. You did. But 3 other people also did one. It's very, 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 very kind. Is the other thing charging? No. No, not yet. I will charge it a little bit later. Just because I have a feeling introducing another USB into the system. I basically need to detach some things and put something in. Now everyone thinks it's something secret that vibrates for your alone time at your desk, which it is. No, that is correct. That is a description of the item in question. That is true. It's not. It's not. I wouldn't say it's misleading, but it is withholding some of the truth. Okay. Right. Finally get to use some of that. We need our biggest tufts that we have. These are all tiny tufts. We don't want. That is some 6mm. 6mm mixed green. That's perfect. Excuse me. Have we got any other? Oh yes, we do. We have some flowers. Some very dusty flowers. Let's go like this. So we've got to get a lot of tufting going on here. We don't need the burned. Copper brown 2mm. Winter 5. Maybe we could pop 1 or 2 of those in there. Swamp. Autumn. Ah, yeah, let's do some autumn tufts. Moss. No. Tiny dark moss. No. Burned 2mm. Dark moss. Yeah, we'll get some of that on the go. Beige. Yeah, we can put some beige in. Well, we need some brown. Some white flowers and some garden flowers. Right. I think between all of that, we should have... By the way, at New Studio, WD-40 better be in the background or I will riot. I will leave it there just for you. I'm doing it by hand, though, so it's been a slow process. But slow and steady wins the race, you know. Okay. So, where to start? Let's start with the mixed green 6mm. Let's just move the Everqueen out of the way for the moment. Yeah, mixed green 6mm. The WD-40 is iconic. Yeah, I mean, I will keep it in the background for sure, just for you, sir. You can put it next to his 100k subs plaque. I mean, that does sum up the channel pretty well, doesn't it? WD-40 and 100,000 subs. What's the WD-40 for? It was used once to fix my chair. Alright. So, first set of tufts going on is the mixed green 6mm. And we're going to go for 7 or 8 of these. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll pop one under here like that. 6, and we'll go for one there. That's 7, and we might as well have an 8th one, and we'll pop that one there, like that. Perfect. We're going to put some of this maize on. I'm going to go for like 2 of these. I'm going to put 1 here. And I'm going to put 1 there. Cool. Pop that out of the way. Let's pack away some of this mixed green. I know the tufts stick down on their own, but I still always super glue them on as well, just in case. I usually put down so many that if I lose one or two, it doesn't really impact the final model, which is why I don't bother with it. Okay, we're going to put in a couple of wintry tufts. Just a couple. We're going to do one there. And do another one here. And we'll put a third one in. Just there. Like that. Not too much. Okay, 2 down. We need the flowers in a minute. Garden flowers, brown, dark moss. Yeah, autumn's what I wanted. Where did you get your tufts from, or is it a mixed bag of them from many people? Sorry, I just noticed Gamers Grass. Yeah, no, I get all of my tufts from Gamers Grass. I've been through a lot of different tufts companies. I used to use a lot of like the Middenland tufts from Games Workshop because I thought they were excellent. But they have since they don't make those anymore. So I can't use those. But these guys, I love their stuff. And I've recently started ordering from them direct because they've got even more choice on their website, funnily enough. I wish I could say I was sponsored by them, but I'm not. But yeah, wholeheartedly endorse Gamers Grass. C-Trade, thank you so much for becoming a member, you bloody legend. Episode 104, we're 16 away. So like these autumn tufts, I got these the other day when I put in a big order direct from them. I really like them. I just haven't had a good enough model to apply them to yet. And that's what this one is. Okay, that'll do for now. We might come back to some more autumn. But what we want to do now is we want to add a little bit of darker grass. We've got a lot of pale grass in there at the moment. So we're going to go in with some 2mm dark moss, which is a little bit shorter as well than these other tufts. So let's pop these in. So this is going to give us some nice dark ground coverage in between these little islands of grass that we've already done. There's a very long bit of tuft. That can come off. slowly coming together. My current ideas are Ithilien, Osgiliath, or Lothlorien, and maybe Blackgate if I want to do an evil army. Could I suggest a 17-action Star Wars Legion Empire army? Feels like they'd kill an MESPG game. I suspect they probably would do quite well in an MESPG. Okay. Would you ever paint Adrax Agatone? Unfortunately for you, I already have, but I didn't film it at the time because that was back before I was a YouTubist. Could I be persuaded to paint another one? I'm sure I could. As to when, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm afraid. So we're similarly like with the winter grass, we're going to add just a little hint of brown here and there. Like that. I'm going to pop one right under there. Lovely. Okay, I think we might be ready for some flowers, and then we'll put some more. I spent like $500 on one order for Gamer's Grass. No regrets here. I salute you. That is impressive. Stay off of Reddit if you don't want to see a model that just got leaked. It'll probably be in the show tonight. That's good looking out there, Zangerous. Am I now going to open my Discord and find it there? There's never so much a thing as not too many flowers, I always find. Let's get some yellow ones in there. Wrong angle. Yeah, that's the angle we want. Alright, so far that's feeling pretty good. Let's put some more yellow ones in there. Okay. What's in here? Pink, orange, purple, and red. And we've got white flowers as well. Okay. I think we need some... I don't know about you, but I think we need just a little bit of beige in here. What do you think? If you'd like a closer update, this is how we're going so far. I think that looks pretty good already. I mean, we're going a lot harder than this, don't worry. Use some of those 3D flowers if you have them. I don't see Trainer afraid. I really wanted to get some of those laser cut plants, but I was like, I don't know I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know which ones and when I would use them. So at the moment, I've just got these. Hello, Predators. What we think in the Middle Earth stuff is tonight. 25th anniversary, new fellowship. Oh, Athena, please. Please, be kinder to my heart. Be kinder to my heart. That would make this old dog very, very, very happy. I don't know. Okay, so here's my hypothesis. It's got to be of a reasonable size, right? Because they don't normally preview these things. They don't normally preview. They don't normally preview MESBG in this way. So it's got to be of a reasonable size, and it wouldn't be entirely surprising or without merit to learn that they are doing something, as has been joked, that they are doing something like Rivendell. Now, the thing to contextually be aware of is that Games Workshop often likes to release models shortly after I've done them. Now, I don't know whether that's because they like to troll me or whether it's because I'm sort of some sort of accidental oracle of things that are yet to come. But if you need some evidence, evidence of previous things that have happened, Commander Dante, Vulcan, Histan, obviously, Farsight, these are all examples. Lysander, these are all examples of things that have had model releases shortly after I've done their videos. Njal Stormcaller as well. He's also had the same similar treatment. So there is a chance that something like that could happen tonight in the form of stuff that we've done recently for Rohan. For Rohan? No. Well, Rohan I think is a possibility, but Last Alliance is a possibility because 25 years of the Fellowship of the Ring is indeed I think what they're announcing today, and so I would keep towards the shallow end of the Fellowship of the Ring as to things it could be. Now, so it could be the Fellowship of the Ring themselves. It could be the Last Alliance of Elves and Men. It could be Sauron. It could be Mordor. It could be like Elf Rangers, but I doubt that's somewhat. It could be a new Galadriel as an option. It could also be that Isengard are going to get some further love. Now, I'll explain with the Isengard thing, because the Isengard thing sounds far out, but they did do, obviously, with War of the Rohirrim, they did the Wild Men of Dunland and stuff like that. So, it is not without possibility or reasoned thinking that Isengard could get something tonight. But here's the wild card option. Games Workshop also is notoriously bad at remembering to stick to anniversaries. So it could just be that tonight they're like, hey, we need to fill out the last 10 minutes of this video so that we make it around an hour and a half or whatever. Has anyone got anything? And then the Middle Earth Stealth go, yep, we've got one. We've got a redesigned, I think I said Mablung the other day. Or they're like, don't worry, Adepticon, we've got you. Here is a plastic version of Gorbag and Shagrat. Battle of Dagolad box, maybe? So you're saying New Farmer Maggot. Could be a New Farmer Maggot, that's true. Or it could be the true legendary hero of the story. Bill the Pony. I still like the get back on the road diorama. I like that as well. Would they normally announce something like 11th edition tonight or on Friday/Saturday? Yeah. So historically, around about February time, usually it was at the LVO, but that's moved now to be at the end of the year. It's no longer in February. But around about this time, we are ramping down. We're winding down 10th edition. We're ramping up 11th edition. So tonight, I would expect to see. Not the whole thing, but 1 or 2 previews from 11th edition. I would expect to see it. Like I said, you won't see the whole... I don't think you see the whole box. I'll be surprised if you see the whole box. You could see the whole box, but I'd be surprised if we did. I'm going to put some more autumnal tufts on there. I think it needs a bit more autumnal. So, I would expect to see 1 or 2 model releases that are going to be in the 11th edition box tonight. I think the borders of this model were looking a little bit sparse. I want Legolas and Gimli drinking beers, just hanging out. Maybe someday they'll let me buy the Forge World Azog or give me a plastic Azog to go with the Bolg. Maybe that could be something. That could be something that happens. You know, it'd be even funnier if they announce it tonight. Plastic weather top. I know a certain made-to-order of mine that would get cancelled immediately. Right, it's time for some white flowers, I think. I really like these white flowers. I think they add such a lovely splash of colour to any base. They're very, very pretty. Put some white flowers on there. There we go. Now, it's time to open our garden flowers set. I'm going to get a little bit more colour in there. Let's go with... I don't really want... we might as well just put some of all of these on. There we go. Alright. Let's go with these. I'm going to start with 2 of each, I think. There's 2. Let's get some of these violet ones on. Here. And going back there as well. Let's get some orange. That's quite a thick amount of orange, but that's fine. Let's go in here. We'll put this one in there. Like that. And then what have we not done? This one? This one. The pink. Put some of them there. Nice. I'm really loving how this is going. Okay, I think... Okay, I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask you guys' opinion. Do you think this is enough flowers? And if not, which colour should I put more on? You wouldn't do any more? Yeah. Okay. So I think we should probably just need a few more tufts. Feels like a couple longer green tufts would work. Oh, so like the 6mm mixed green? Or do we want to start putting some tiny tufts in? Oh, I had one. I had one as an idea. That's winter. That's the mixed green. That's the autumn. Where's the copper brown? Ah, there it is. It's fine just for the moment. We'll pack it all away properly in a sec. Move, move. So a bit of that in there, or just more like just green? These are all tiny. Got some more violet and white. Something bright. I do have this. And I have this and this as well. Let's get some of this in. Let's use the moss. Let's use the 2mm moss. Oh no. Okay. I'm going to do this closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. And then we shall be back. I'll be back. Marvellous. Okay, and I think we just need a little bit more dark moss. Yeah, dark moss. Just a little bit. And then I think we're good to go. Okay. I'm pretty pleased with that. There we go. Here we go. Oh, that is a model that I think has been 2 years in the making. It's taken me a long time to get that done. There she is. Lovely. Right, so this video will be coming out next week. Until they make a Flash and Bisou mini, that the StarCraft game is dead to me. I wish I knew anything about StarCraft. It's that fancy airbrushing. No, so what this is so you'll see this in the video, right? But like, I primed the Wardroth Beetle in black, and I primed her in Wraithbone, and the Beetle is mostly dry brushing and shades. And obviously classic painting as well. So, for example, the wood is Dryad bark, then shaded with Agrax Earthshade, dry brushed with Gorthor brown and Baneblade brown. The main majority of the Wardroth Beetle is dry brushed really heavily in a circular motion with some Incubi darkness. Then it's dry brushed with, I want to say, Thunderhawk blue, then Fenrisian grey. It's then shaded all over with Tyran blue to give it that bluish texture to it. The underside of it is dry brushed circular motion with Xerius purple, then pink horror, and then Slanesh grey, and then shaded with Druchii violet. I think that was the order in which I did it. I can't remember, though. I know that all those paints were used. I just can't remember the order of operations. It is a paint job. Well, have I not done a good enough job for you, Panzer? That's fair. I've recently been struggling with whether or not I should continue making videos, because I've had a real crisis of confidence. With whether or not I'm actually any good at this. And I know everyone's going to say, but you're really good at this, don't worry about it, we love your videos, etc, etc. No, I get that, I get all of that, I get what you're saying. It's just, my brain has been at war with me about whether or not I should continue being a YouTuber or not. And it's just kind of like those voices that tell you everything that you're doing is wrong, and every decision that you're making is poor, and that you're a talentless hack. And that's what, there's a voice been in my brain that's been saying that for ages. Ages, not for ages, but it's been saying that for like a couple of weeks. And so it's been quite difficult. And then I had a couple of videos that just really did very badly, which confirmed that narrative that I was telling myself. As to whether or not it's true, obviously I'm the worst person to ask as to whether or not it's true, because I will immediately tell you that there are much better people you could be watching, especially at the moment, given as where my mental health is. And I did Allariel because it's a model that's been primed and it's been on the side for ages. It's just been sat there for ages, staring at me and just, you know, like calling out, why won't you paint me? So I finally, when they announced, of course, that Sylvaneth were on the way, I was like, well, now's the time to do it. It'll be attached to that, and maybe people will watch the video because it's relevant to Sylvaneth interests. And then I had a long debate with myself as to whether or not I was going to do it red like the rest of my Sylvaneth are, but I thought, no, it's a big important model, it should be box art, so we've done it box art. And that's the story of how it came to be. And I started painting it on Sunday night and finished it yesterday because I was waiting for a paint to turn up, which it did. And I was very happy that it did. No, it is a great paint job, sorry. I assumed that's what you were saying. I just had to clarify, you know. Also, you know, I like to overshare around here. Tell you guys what's going on with me, you know? Your internal voice is wrong. I agree, my internal voice is wrong. It's been a period of time where, like, I will steadily start to enjoy myself, and then something will happen that is out of my control. You know, like a video that just does really poorly. Beric Stormbrow. It was an awful video. It was bad. You know, and like that's fine. It's fine. It's not. It might not be a model that everybody's interested in. You know. But when I'm in a low place, which is where I have been for a couple of weeks, when I'm in a low place and then there's an external factor I can't control, when that happens, it's harder to take. It's harder to sort of go, ah, well, you know, it even though it's not, it feels like, you know, ah, you're cooked, you're washed. Give up, bro. It's over for you. And that's the problem when you are when you run a YouTube channel on your own. It's not like, you know, in a proper business where there's, you know, multiple employees. You can sort of pick each other up. You empower each other in times of it being difficult or stressful or hard, or there's like an overload of things to do. Here I'm on my own, trying to fight like hell to keep the lights on, which is incredibly rewarding at times, but it's also very, very tough on the old brain box sometimes. But I will be okay. I'm sure I will. But that was one of the reasons why last week we just didn't stream. Just didn't stream last week because I wouldn't have been in a good mood. And I'd have done you guys a disservice. And I'd have done myself a disservice. So yeah, that gap was me trying to create some mental health space for myself to have more control. I think it's when that sort of, it's when you feel like you don't have control even though you do. And I think the nature of the beast of social media is that it feels always like social media controls you. But it doesn't. You control it, you know. I'm able to, for example, just not do it. That's a difficult. That is a really difficult thing. But, you know, it is the point of things. You're being very nice in the chat. You gorgeous, lovely people. 100k people, Josh. That's Wembley. But it's not the Rose Bowl, is it? I don't know, actually. Oh, no, it is. Okay. Wembley. Don't worry, Josh. I'm on Warhammer UK, so I'll make you realise I'm your worst enemy, and you'll seem nice by comparison. That's a very threatening threat. Every single content creator in the hobby is live streaming tonight, and we have all chosen to be here with you, mate. That's because what we have is something very special. We have a very, very tight-knit, very friendly, very chilled-out, relaxed community, and I really appreciate you guys. I really do. And that's why I always want to make sure I'm being the best version of myself. So whenever I go away for a couple of weeks, it's because I know I can't be, and therefore I shouldn't try. And it's a really, that's something I learned a couple of years ago of doing this full time. It was, you have to, if you're not going to do a good job, don't try and do a bad job, you know. And I try my hardest. You should shake it off. I'm trying. Yeah, I think part of it is that I bit off more than I could chew at the beginning of the year, and yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. It's like there's a couple of it's just like there's there's stressful stuff that happens because people don't know what anybody else is going through. So people say things that they don't mean to be mean, but it is mean. It's awful. It's horrible. And there are people who mean to be mean, right? But you could tell that is water off a duck's back to me. I completely I can handle that no problem whatsoever. It's when, you know. What was it I did recently? I did one that was really hard was a specific video. It was I want to say it was Thanatek's Tithe, but I got a message off of the back of it saying, it was stop wasting your time with Age of Sigmar. Make a video on this next, please. And I was like, I've just done this, you know. And it's like, okay, I know you don't like that thing, but like, there's a nicer way to ask that question, you know. But like those guys at the art school in Pittville, like me, learnt to paint and never need. There's a lot of old failcast MESB you don't have yet. Is there? Because I feel like I've got a lot of it. Do you know what it is? And there's something that was funny. I love the show so much. Because it's just full of these little things where I feel like Ted is speaking directly to me. Alice and I started watching Ted Lasso again. This will be my third watch through. And it's like episode 1 when Ted tells Sam to be a goldfish. And I was like, oh, god damn it, I'd forgotten that lesson. Be a goldfish. Be a goldfish. Honestly, I haven't got into AOS, but after looking at the lore, it seems like a cool concept. Don't know why they hate for it though. Oh, I don't know. It's because it's popular to it's popular to hate things, and it's easy to pick on something that people did initially hate in the way it was introduced at the beginning. That's why. And there's a lot of people who haven't given it a chance, and all they've done is deprive themselves of a rich and fulfilling hobby journey. That's it. And my favourite part about it is a lot of them have bought a bunch of Age of Sigmar models to convert into 40k and then sit and complain about the state of 40k as well. So it's like, haha, you've unwittingly invested in a game that you say you don't like but have never tried in order to play a game you say you try all the time and you don't like. It's a prison of your own creation. Congratulations, well done. Sigmar minis are so cool. I just started painting Celestial Warbringers with the new Vallejo True Metallic Metal Pink, and it's gorgeous. Oh, that does sound absolutely glorious. Age of Sigmar minis. For example, this is Alarielle the Everqueen, who we've very recently done. Is this video going to do as well as, say, the Twin Lance? No. Is the Twin Lance a good set of models? Yes. Is it as nice as this one? No. I went through the list of things that big things that I've done with for Age of Sigmar with Mike last night, and it was shockingly few things remain. Actually, there's only 11 big, 11 or 13. It was 11 or 13. Hang on, I'll find the list. So yeah, the things that I would love to do before AOS apparently has its end time, which I highly doubt that it is going to. Man Crusher Gargants, Kairos Fateweaver, Rotigus Rainfather, the Eidolon Mathlan of the Sea or Storm, whichever one I want to do. Probably the Sea because it's bluer and I like that one. The Black Coach, an Arcanaut Ironclad, an Achillean Leviathan, Glutos or Scullion, Sinessa and Dexessa, a Magmadroth, Screech Vermin King, and a Loon Boss on Mangler Squig. So yeah, 13. But of the big things that we have done, there's a significantly huge amount of them. Which I won't go through that list. Oh Lord, we've tufted. We've tufted a lot. Tufted, Dan. Look at the tufts. Look at all the tufts. So many tufts. She's done. The Glotkin. I don't want to paint a Glotkin. I don't like the model. It's on the list, but it's very far down the list. Same as like the Magoth Lords. I'm surprised that much of them stayed, to be honest. You need to paint Ionis Cryptborn. I've done it, my brother. I'll tell you the list of things that we have videos for that I have done. Let's go through that. So, King Brod, Teclis, Archaon, Prince Vordry, the Revenant Draconith, Kragnos, Stardrake, Karazai, Krondis, Gobsprak, Be'lakor, Shalaxi Hellbane, Keeper of Secrets, Marathi, the Great Unclean One, the Lord of Change, Alarielle the Everqueen, the Bloodthirster, Scarbrand, Urak Tar, the First Demonsmith, Vizek Scour, Talia Vedra, the Lioness of the Parch, Lord Croak, Gordrak on his Maw Crusher, Ionis Cryptborn, Stormdrake Guard, naturally, we've done quite a few Stormdrake Guard videos actually, we've done the Alarith Spirit of the Mountain, we've done Catacross, we've done Iridan the Witness, Usharan, Abraxia, Belthanos, a Doomdiver Catapult, Trug the Troggoth King, an Arcanaut Frigate in the colours of it's Dracky Flint's boat that we did. I can't remember its name though. Carnosaur, we've done Thanquol and Bone Ripper, Slan Starmaster, and we've done Festus the Leechlord, and many, 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 many more. Off the top of my head, in fact, let's just go and check it out. It was somewhere in the region of 315 Age of Sigmar models or videos that we have. Because I love Age of Sigmar. and they best not kill it. God, I've forgotten about the Argent Shards. They're pretty big. Obviously all of Darkwater very recently. We've done everything that there is possible to do for the Hellsmiths of Hashut. Done some Nighthaunt. There's like 3 or 4 Nighthaunt videos on here now. Aurak the Drowner, the Lord Vitriolic, Pyre Geists, and the Scriptor Mortis. Could you paint Eldrad Ulthuan? It's a bit of an older model, but I can't find a single good video of how to paint him, especially since he's such an important 40k character. We'd love to see you do the Tomb King on Necrolith Bone Dragon. Mark Roberts, you're in luck. We've already done it. It's on here. It's already on it. To answer the question about Eldrad, yes, I need to message Dan back about Karseth. I need to find a way to get... I need Eldrad and Yeriel to complete the gamut of Eldari characters. And we'll try and do all 3 of those together. I just started finding appreciation with Stormcast after painting the Lord Veritant with the Celestial Warbringer scheme, so I really hope those leaks don't go anywhere. It seems like the rumor seems so oddly specific that they're going to do an End Times because they want to remove Stormcast Eternals from the game because they don't think they fit with the setting. And it's like, excuse me, the whole thing is built around them. You know? So it's like, I've also, from the same person, said they're getting rid of Stormcast and they're bringing back Beasts of Chaos. No. You haven't finished the Eldar till you do the Triumvirate also, though. That's true. We do need to do, eventually, the Triumvirate of Yniad. Can you still buy it as a Triumvirate? Source? Trust me, bro. Yeah. My cousin, who knows someone who was once relief staff for a Games Workshop, told me... More Lumineth when you get a chance, please. Yeah. Hopefully. I think if memory serves correctly, you guys will remember it better than I do, because my brain is just all over the place at the moment. Last year, not last year, year before, in Age of Sigmar was coming. It was May, wasn't it, when it was really quiet? So we did Project Spearhead. Was it May? Because it wasn't March. I got recommended you by a smaller streamer. Thank you to the smaller streamer. Who was the smaller streamer? Let's shout them out. I think Josh needs more Ideneth in his life. No! See you all later for the show. See you in a bit, Panzer. We will be back. We'll be like I said, we are coming back. We'll be back. So the stream is already the stream is already scheduled for 12:30 tonight. So we will be back with about a half an hour sort of lead-in time. Because I didn't want to go all the way through. Because I've got some other stuff I need to do before then. But yeah. Can you shout out Team House Studio? I think he only gets at most 8 people a stream. Guys, check out Team House Studio. There you go. And also, can you thank them next time you see them for sending you my way? Liam's a smaller streamer. No, he's not. He's a bigger streamer. He has hundreds of people watching him. I have a slightly bigger channel, though. Zorn-based model painting. What's Zorn? Is that StarCraft? I know nothing about StarCraft. Like I said on Monday, I didn't play StarCraft as a kid. And I've never played StarCraft, so I don't know anything about it. So I have no affiliation. I have absolutely no, like... Is affiliation the word I'm thinking of? Affinity. I have no affinity for it. Painting up a Caradron Overlord's army using your videos a lot, even though I'm not using a ton of contrast. Can't believe you painted the frigate without sub-assembly. Yep. It was foolish, but we did it. Do you know what it is? I have to learn from my mistakes. I can't predict if something's going to be easy or difficult to paint in sub-assembly or not. I actually think I probably could have done Allariel as a single assembly. It's just I had to prime them in 2 different ways. And I kind of think I planned initially to glue her to the Wardroth. And then paint the whole thing completely. I think that was in my initial plan. But I didn't end up doing that. So when I inevitably do an Arcanaut Ironclad, I will do that one in sub-assembly because I realised it was more hassle than it was worth painting the frigate in a full assembly. You see what I mean? Did the Mumakil finally assemble together, or did the basket break you last year? Oh, it fully broke me. Fully broke me. But it is assembled. It is built. If you had to play/paint models from a non-GW system, which game would be first on your list? It's a good question. I suspect it would probably be some form of Napoleonics. I would just go like full hardcore into historical Napoleonic stuff. Would probably be what I would do. This is the thing. I think a few years ago there was a debate about how people who like Warhammer and only Warhammer shouldn't call themselves tabletop wargamers because they are in fact Warhammer fans. And I was like, I don't agree with that for everybody else, but for me, yes, I am a Warhammer fan. Warhammer is the thing that I've always been interested in, and Airfix, actually, to be fair. I do like Airfix modelling. I've got HMS Victory to do as well when we move into the new place. It's like 1,000 components, and you have to stitch in the sails and everything. So yeah, I've got that to do. That was a lovely birthday present from Alice. So yeah, I've got HMS Victory to do. That's the kind of thing I like to do, right? But like, yeah, this is the thing. Is I would say I wouldn't describe myself as a war gamer. I would describe myself as somebody who loves Warhammer models. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's a right. I don't think people can label themselves whichever way they want. I don't think it's up to anyone else. ASL, which is the big Korean league, just starts this weekend. Good an excuse as any to get invested. Kind of a hype season. It's first time Flash, the best player of all time, is playing. Cool. Those are words. I don't know what any of that means, but that sounds good. I thought you didn't like building models. No, I hate it. I despise it. And I think HMS Victory might kill me, but it'll be worth it because I'll have a model of HMS Victory, Is MESBG Warhammer, though? It's made by them. I think for a long time, a lot of people call it Lord of the Rings Warhammer. I used to call it Lord of the Rings Warhammer. So, yeah. It's the ecosystem I'm used to, I played 40k AOS, bolt action, and black powder. What's my label? Oh, you would be a tabletop wargamer. That's what you would be. After Tales, I think I would choose something like Star Wars Shatterpoint. We saw some very cool models. There was some very cool stuff in Star Wars. That is certainly true. If I had to pick a game, I don't know, maybe what's the Marvel one called? Maybe that one. I'm only saying that because I watched the first episode of Daredevil tonight and it made me really excited. That was regarding you not knowing StarCraft. There you go. I still don't know anything. Really found your crew tutorials helpful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Alex. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Marvel Crisis Protocol. Thank you. Yeah, maybe that. Maybe that is something I would enjoy. It would be because the way I used to paint before somebody taught me how to do it properly in classic style and pre-contrast. The way I used to paint is I would spray everything black and then I would paint. And I was thinking about maybe doing a video on this. I don't know if you guys would be into it. Maybe you would. Would you be into this? The way I used to paint a long time ago, it's a very distinctive style. Is what people used to say to me, is that you could spot it from a mile away that it was one of mine. I would prime everything black. And then I would paint the colours in, but I would avoid all the recesses, so everything was effectively shaded black. So, like, there would just be like, it's almost basically cell shading at a certain point, right? It's like everything is just a hard black recess around everything, right? That's how I used to paint. I was then introduced to the concept of shading and not doing that, and obviously I didn't look back. And then contrast paint came along. That's a very different thing, but that's how I used to do things. Do you have any nearby to show us? Also, hello, Martin. Do I have anything nearby? No. I know where some are. There's some in a case. Behind the guitar, under the Mumakil box, underneath that bin, there's a case right down at the bottom. Maybe I'll try and dig something out. You can see it. Let me know if that's a video you would like to see. The journey upon which I went through. Maybe I'll dig something out. Did you know that Sam Pearson, the man behind Spearhead and Warcry, is making his own game, Black Death City? I did not know that, but that sounds cool. Where do you store all the things you paint? Do you have an insane amount of cabinets, or... No, I have this cabinet and this cabinet. That's it. What I also have is a shed where there's a large bookcase which contains most of my Ultramarines and Chaos. There's also the table, which if you've ever seen any of my battle reports or stuff in the shed, that used to be clear. It is now not. It is now covered in models. Then round the corner, there's my photography desk. That's covered in painted models. And then there's a tray on the floor there that's covered in painted models. There's a 2 by... I want to say like... It's like a 4 by 8 or 3 by something Kallax that's round the corner. That's also full of painted models. I love this weekly show. It helps with my weekly tasks. That's a top 10 message that is there, Joe. We need a Warhipster museum. Well, when I have some news on the move, that will be when we build the Warhipster museum for sure. There will be many cabinets filled with many miniatures that will be able to go on a full journey throughout all of it. And then finally, we shall be able to play the games that we have oft talked about live on the channel. And hell, even some of you might be invited to visit and play those games with me. You know, I can't pay you, but what I can do is sit with you and teach you a bit about painting if that's what you want. That's what I can exchange that for. Oh dear. Right. It is 10 o'clock, so like I said, we're gonna bounce off for a bit. And then we will be back at 12:30. So in 2 hours and a half. And I think I can do I think I can redirect you to this. Yeah. So I think I can redirect you to the other stream. So yeah, it's 12:30. So in 2.5 hours, we will be returning for the second part of this stream, which is the actual Adepticon stream. We'll have a half an hour of preamble, and then the previews will hit. I hope you're going to be there. I hope you choose to watch it with me. It'll be chill. It'll be fun. It'll be awesome. We'll relax and we'll have a good time. Imagine having someone cosplay Warhipster. But how are we going to make Reza keep his clothes on? That's the main question. That is the main question. At Adepticon, because I thought you were here. No, unfortunately, I'm not at Adepticon. I'm in the UK. But yeah, in 2.5 hours, we'll be back here. Hey, I'm painting Twin Lance as we speak, and I'm trying to get brighter white than the level hue as in box art you did. What would you use on the top of the primer for brighter white parts? I'd probably... I would... If you want it to be slightly brighter, the easiest way to deal with that would actually just to go and prime it with white scar. The other thing to do is once you put the Seraphim Sepia on, if you then want it to be brighter, is do like a cheeky dry brush layer or something of something like Pallid Witch Flesh. Screaming Skull will be a bit too dark if you want it to be brighter that, but Pallid Witch Flesh is a nice off-white. That would be something to do. And enjoy the show. Too late for me school tomorrow. Indeed. But yes, I will be back in 2.5 hours. So If I just prime with White Scar and leave it like that. Yeah, so if you just prime it White Scar and then follow the video in the same way, it will automatically be brighter than mine because Grey Seer is that step down. If you need a little, and I'll just show you this before we go. The colour difference. There you go. Grey Seer here, White Scar there. So by the very nature of doing that, this will be brighter. What was your most challenging thing to paint? I really love your videos. Followed your instructions with Commandos and will be doing the same for Wrecker Crew. So far, to this day, I still think the most challenging thing I've ever painted was King Brod. Festus came close, but King Brod, he was the one. Anyway, I'm gonna run, so I will see you all in 2.5 hours time. I hope to see you very, very shortly, and let's get excited for the preview show, shall we? Lovely. All right then, my lovely people. I will see you all in a bit. Love you, bye.